All right, thank you. We'll begin. There's a physiological, both a place in the body, and it's a very tiny sliver of time between receiving information and being able to respond to it. Right, so but meditatively, we can actually expand that moment between sensing and doing something with that information. So somewhere between mobilizing the impulse to move and receiving information is actually where I want to start. So let's just take a few moments just to query into where that is in our body, how that is in our body. Then we'll lean even a little bit more toward the sensory side. So sensing, being open to information, at the same time feeling the backside, head align with the backside pelvis. Then feel breath meet the spine. Maybe start to feel that in the rib cage area, but also feeling that in the low back, the neck, the head and the tail. If this wasn't an asana practice, I would love to hang out there for another hour. But let's also incorporate some bodily movement. We'll take the fingertips and place them on the ground. You might get 4 fingertips or 3 or 4 fingertips. The fingertips point at the legs. The palm heels face away from the navel. Very light, feeling plus breathing. This is a good place to practice the simple reception of this information. Feeling information. And release. And now we'll deepen breath. And we'll adjust for a seated spinal twist in half lotus. We'll cross the right over the left. Now you'll decide if you need extra padding under a knee. With the right over the left, we'll twist to our right. So inhaling, feet active. Exhale, we'll turn to the right. Hands can be placed on the ground, or you can grab the foot with the right hand. Release, inhale. We'll unwind, come back centrally. We'll switch sides, placing the left over the right. And moving on exhale, we'll twist to the left. And inhaling. Let's unwind. I thought we would take abdominals a little bit differently, so I'll explain and we'll get into it. I wanted to be able to work a very gentle iteration of Uddiyana, drawing the belly in on empty, but we'll be doing it from bridge. Okay? So let's unwind. We'll set up for bridge, lying back. If you anticipate needing props, have them by. And inhaling, setting the feet in parallel, hip width, fingertip distance away. Exhale will come up into bridge. So the first 3 breaths in bridge, allow the volume change, the deepening of breath. Just start to move the ribs of the chest a little bit more than ordinary. And we'll just begin by recruiting the low belly muscles and getting a little bit emptier. So it's just the very beginning of what we're getting into, just feeling the belly, the low belly, the area below the navel. Just slightly gathering, recruiting. And then, of course, releasing, breathing. Now, just like so, just breathing more dynamically in bridge may be providing a bit of a stretch. And so you might just want to stay with this way of breathing for a bit. And then one more descriptor before we try any kind of breathing technique here. Ordinarily in our practice, usually in our practice, we exhale quite loudly and quickly. I'm not going to do that quickly in this position. I'm just going to let things empty out, get quite empty, and then begin a in-draw of the low belly. So the legs are active, pressing, even if you have a support prop. There's just a moderate, conscious exhalation, recruiting the low belly, and then recruiting them more. Recruiting them, lifting the chest away from the lap, and reaching the thigh bones away from the chest. And softening the belly. Resuming Ujjayi breath. Several. All right, and we'll do one more. Recruiting the low belly to exhale. And just furthering that knitting, that ringing, that in-draw, the drawing in and the lifting up. Stretching the thigh bones forward. Lifting the chest toward the lip. And then resuming your Ujjayi breath. I'm removing the prop and we'll begin our descent out of bridge. And we'll work straddle lifting through. So once your spine is entirely lowered, we'll remain spine on ground. Bring the legs skyward and apart. Here we go. With the hands interlaced behind the head, inhale into the front, the interior of the spine. Exhaling, recruiting those low belly muscles. Allowing the head to not only rest in the hands, but to gently expand away from the tail, sinking the low belly in. All right, inhaling into the low belly. And exhaling. Some activation of that low belly. Letting the back of the brain area be quite relaxed structurally. The neck muscles. Do about 4 more here. So in a sense, these are like little micro Uddiyana. And when we're through, we'll set the head down. We'll help the legs together. And that will conclude ground lying work. So let's turn to a side. I need the head and the neck traction after that, so we'll set up dolphin. And when you're ready, exhaling, pressing in. And you're welcome to join me. I'll be working one arm and one leg. I'm going to start by leaving the left arm down, taking the right elbow away from the ground. I'm leaving my fingertips down and raising the left leg. And we'll set that down, the left foot, the right arm. And then a switch. Be weight shifting into the right arm. Then take just the left elbow away, leaving the fingertips down, and elevate the right leg. And we'll set that down. Gently replacing the knees down. And then we'll stand top of mat. Whew. We'll move through some alternating suns, the A's, the B's. Here we go. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, right foot back, lower, plank to earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Inhaling, left foot forward, lunge. Exhaling, hands to ground. Step the right foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reaching the arms up overhead. And then exhaling, hands to heart. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms overhead. Exhaling, fold. Monkey. Inhale, lift chest away from lap. And then set the hands down. Exhaling, step or lightly jump feet back. Chaturanga. Now you'll have to decide. Shoulders prepared. We can go inhale, upward dog. If you need a little more warming in time, with this little back bend, we can do cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior one. Hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, step or lightly jump feet forward, monkey. Exhaling, fold. Chair. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms up. And stand, exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, step back, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge. Exhaling, stepping forward to fold. Inhale, stand, reaching up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Chair. Inhale, bend knees, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhaling, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, step or jump forward. Monkey, chest away from lap. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhaling, stand. We'll do one more kind of grouping like so. Inhale, reach up. Just two of each. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back, lunge. Exhale, chaturanga. And we'll lower all the way down, shifting the tail toward the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Exhaling, hands to ground, fold, stepping forward. Inhale, stand, reaching up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Chair. Inhale. Bend knees. Exhale, fold. Soften neck. Inhale, monkey. Lift chest. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, step or jump forward. If you step forward, just ensure that you're stepping with the other foot from time to time. Exhaling, fold. I usually get into a habit of moving one foot. Chair pose, inhale, bend knees, reach arms up. Exhaling, stand, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Exhaling, step back and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Lunge, inhale, right foot forward. Exhaling, step to fold. Step left foot forward to fold. Inhale, stand, reach up. Exhaling, hands to heart. So here's this one final sun salutation. Chair pose, inhale, bend knees, reach arms up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhaling, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, step forward or jump forward, monkey. Exhaling, fold. Chair, inhale, bend knees, reach arms up. And stand, exhaling, hands to heart. So I'm going to keep standing for vertical splits. Standing splits. I'm taking the sole of right foot with both hands and reaching forward through the forefoot. Now the right hand takes the inside of the right foot. Reach the left arm back, so now we're opening up the chest or turning to our left. And when we come back centrally, bring the right leg, the right ankle to the left thigh. I'll turn so we can see. This is a half lotus shape. And I want you to be able to hold the foot with the hand that makes sense. Some people hold on the shin bone. Some people hold on the foot bones. And just very gently, this right thigh, we can be reaching downward, away from our jaw. Okay. When we release, inhale the right foot down to the ground. Step the left foot back into warrior two. Exhaling, arms out to side. Deepening into the stance. Always just deepening in slowly, gradually. Starting to spread open the foot bones, the hands. Here's reverse warrior. Inhale the left hand down, the right arm up. Now exhaling, feel that the pelvis and the trunk are moving somewhat independently of those thigh bones. Inhale, bring that right arm up, over, eagle. Exhale the left elbow over the right. Left over right. Now ensuring those left foot toes are turned slightly inward. I'm going to adjust. I'm letting my torso just turn a little bit because I'm going to make this a fold or emu. Okay, allowing my arms and my trunk to hang inside my legs, inside my right leg. So a little stance adjustment might be right for you. And release the hands. Inhale, set them down either side of right foot. Exhaling, chaturanga. This is just like that move of yesterday, like really pulling the knee toward the chest, lifting that foot off the ground and then stepping back. So it's almost like going through that little ekapada place. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Right. To do the other side, we're going to step forward. Inhale, step both feet forward. Pick the left foot up for standing splits. Exhaling the ball mounds of the left foot forward. Left hand to inside of left foot. Alternate standing twist. Reaching the right hand away from the left hand. So our chest turns a bit to the right. And the standing half lotus, I let my left knee bend. Holding the foot, holding the shin. Placing the left ankle atop the right thigh, very high up on the thigh. Close to the hip crease. Just gently both sending the thigh bone downward while lifting, kind of breath growing the chest upward. With each of these poses, I'm just trying to find those little moments where I'm both sensing, even as I'm doing these little actions. Still trying to hunt and just sit around in that space between sensing and acting. All right. Now we'll help that left foot down, step the right foot back, warrior two. Exhaling the arms out to the side, deepening into the stance, tailbone shifts down. Skull bones afloat. Reverse warrior, inhale the right hand to the right thigh, raise the left, exhaling, moving and reaching as if this pelvis and this torso are moving independently of these thigh bones. That I'm moving with this perception of, oh, there's some space, there's some float between my thighs and my pelvis. inhale the left arm up, over. Arms and eagles. We'll exhale the right over the left. There's a gentle kind of nudging forward of the arm bones. And an almost imperceptible leaning back of the ribs. Not a rounding, just a counterpoint. And feel the distinction between the ribs and the shoulder blades. Okay, I'm going to ensure my right toes are turned inwardly. I do adjust my stance somewhere between warrior 1 and warrior 2. Everyone will have to find their own right stance. But here's the folding portion, the emu. We're folding these arms and eagle. We're folding our trunk inside the left thigh. I think it's really healthy. And these are just my opinions. I think it's healthy. I think it's good. To be able to be comfortable in that part of the nervous system that's really quite content, like I'm just content being here, sensing. And it's also really healthy to be comfortable in that part of our nervous system where we just love to do and create and act and spin things and, right? So we'll unwind the arms, inhale, set the hands down, either side of left foot, exhaling chaturanga, picking that foot up. Inhaling upward dog. And exhaling, downward dog. Gently set the knees down. Do two more places. So we're going to reestablish bridge, and we'll be working leg up. And I'll also be including some version where we may want to get a little bit more of a chest opening. So prefab your strap to have about a 1 foot diameter loop. Okay. And if you need to see this before we go into it, this is the loop is for my ankle and my hands. So when we get started here, I'll have us preload the strap around the right ankle. We'll be moving into bridge, and then the hands will go under the body to grab the strap. If that seems familiar to you, let's set it up. So again, the strap is looped around my right ankle. My feet are set up for bridge, about hip width. When you're ready, moving on exhale. Now, when we reach under the body with our hands to grab the strap, a couple of things usually happen. So let me point those out. One is the loop is so big that I have to bend my elbows to pull on the strap. So I'm looking for the way to grab the strap where my arms are straightened. My elbows are straightened. The other thing, once we get our arms, they're under our spine somewhere, there can be a flattening down of the chest. So as you're inhaling, lift your chest and your back bones away from your arm bones. And on exhale, we'll press that left leg into the air. When we set that left foot down, I aim just to put it in the loop, step the right foot out of the loop. I like to stay in bridge. So remaining in bridge, the loop now around your left ankle, foot very active. We're inhaling the chest and the back bones away from the arm bones. And exhaling, we'll raise the right leg, lifting it skyward. And when we set the right foot down, we can simply set it down any old place. We can also let the strap go so that we're simply in bridge. And we'll begin our descent out of bridge. And once you have lowered, there's that strap. Okay, so we'll remain lying. Let me describe this. I'm going to set up my half lotus again. So I'm crossing my left ankle over my right thigh. Now, if half lotus feels like a lot, having the ankle close to the hip bone, you could move it down a little bit, but I'm going for half lotus, a different effect. And I'm looping my right foot and drawing my right leg into the air with the strap. So I'll turn a little bit so you can see a different angle. So again, I'm ground lying, spine on ground, left ankle in half lotus atop my right thigh, and I've strapped up my right leg, my right foot, and my right leg is vertical in the air. I'm holding on my way into folding. There's this wonderful pose that we may touch into, maybe Wednesday or later in the week. This wonderful half lotus folding pose from standing, but I just thought we would take it from lying for now. This way the spine doesn't have to round so much. And then we'll ease out and we'll switch sides. Undo everything very just slowly. There's no rush to pop our limbs out of here. In fact, just depending on the day and my activity level, sometimes those moves where I'm deeply folding around the knee, they can be almost compressive, like almost like those compressive wrap bands. And so what happens, one of the ideas is when we uncompress the body, there can be this flood of blood and fluids. And so I just let the fluids do what the fluids do. I don't need to have my knee straightened rapidly. All right, so there I am, half lotus, right over left, right ankle over left thigh. And I should say this, even if you're committed to your position on the ground, is I have my left foot on the wall, which actually makes for a really nice alternative. Just helps, this feels nice. Okay. But I'm also going to loop up my left foot. I'm kind of doing this straight left leg, folding toward my chest as my right leg is in half lotus. And again, this may be a little compressive around the right knee. Compressive does not have to mean painful. And we'll release for Shavasana. I'm just letting the knees and the legs straighten out gradually, carefully. After coming out of those half lotus moves, it can be nice to rest legs up wall. And for our Shavasana, I just want to draw our attention in to that state, that place right in between sensing and doing any action based off of that information. And I find it a little more beneficial to lean into the sensory side. So that place where the nervous system can simply take the information. Like, how do we rest there? How do we find contentment in pure sensing awareness? Getting messages and not having to necessarily act on them. And this sense place from which we're resting, it precedes any kind of planning or rehearsal. So even the actions of the mind, like the simulations, how will this play out? What will I do next? Go back a little bit further. Go back, back, back into that receptive sense, sensing the body. And growing a contentment. It's simply sensing. Softening the backside. Is structurally where the sense information, those nerves, come in and toward the spine. It's toward that back side where sense perception kind of takes its root through the nervous system, the spine. And then bend knees. Turn to side and press up. Namaste.